And all of our information to find us is on there as well.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Who got the power?
We got the power.
What kind of power?
People power.
Thank you everybody for being here today. My name is Sharik and I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And we are all here to celebrate May Day today. Thank you all for being here. Give yourselves a big round of applause for having made it out today. If you're hearing us from across the street, come join us. We got a lot to say to you, and we're sure you have a lot to say to us. So, real quickly, we, at the Party for Socialism and Liberation, who are we? We are a bunch of working people that have come together to support other working people and fight for the rights and causes that affect the lives of working people of New York City and the whole world. That's right, it's May In our fight for our rights, we fight against all kinds of oppressions that we are faced with today. We fight against racism, sexism, we fight against ableism, we fight against queerphobia, and we fight against the root of all of these evils, capitalism. We in the PSL believe that the wealth of society should go towards making the lives of the working people of the society better. We believe that we have enough resources to take care of all of the needs of the working people. What we lack is the political will to put those resources towards the places that will benefit us. What we believe is needed is a system of socialism where we, the working people, control the means of society and not a small group of billionaires who take all the labor that we would produce and put it towards these cops that harass us on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's right.
There is over $100 billion in the New York City budget. $100 billion, not a million. A billion, as in 100 millions, 100 of those is in the New York City budget. And they tell us that they can't afford to keep libraries open on the weekends. They tell us that they can't afford affordable housing. What do we think of that? But you know what they can't afford? They can afford $10 billion in back pay for the NYPD, going back to 2017 in raises. You ever heard of that? Have you ever gotten a raise that goes back 5 years? Could you imagine that for yourself? Did we ask for that? Did you ask for a raise for the NYPD?
No!
Who here would have liked better public transportation instead? Who here would have liked housing instead? Who here would have liked health care instead? But why can't we get any of these things? Because we don't hold the power. But we can. We hold the power when we come together and recognize that we as the workers already made the world run. We should run the world. Your boss doesn't make any money, does he? They don't. You make money every single day for the bosses, and then they give you just a little bit of it and then tell you to be happy with it. We say no. We want the whole damn pie because we baked the whole damn pie, and then we packaged up the whole damn pie, and we sliced up the whole damn pie. This is what we believe in. What we also know is that everything that we even have today, even the right to be out here and say these things, is because the workers that came before us have laid down a foundation with their hard work and struggle and sometimes their lives to be able to give us the freedoms and the rights that we have. We have not gotten anywhere by the graciousness and the mercy of the ruling class. So, one of the greatest days in the history of the people's struggle is May Day, which is today, which we are all here to celebrate, to learn the history of our people, the working people who built this city, who built this country, who built every single place in this world. And to tell us more about this momentous day, we have Emily from Breakthrough News. Give her a big round of applause to Emily, everyone!
Thank you, Shark, and happy Workers' Day! Happy International Workers' Day! My name is Emily. I'm with Breakthrough News. I'm also with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And I got a question for y'all. Did you guys have today off work? No, I didn't either. Did you know that countries around the world actually have this day off? Many countries around the world have May Day off of work because of what workers in Chicago, Illinois did in 1886. I tell you, they will have us celebrating any holiday except our own true working class history. International Workers' Day is our history. It's our day. So in 1886, in Chicago, Illinois, over 350,000 workers went on strike to demand an 8-hour workday and better working conditions. Yeah. This wind. So the whole city of Chicago erupted. It became this epicenter of a global workers' struggle, right? In Chicago. The cops knew this, and 3 days later, during a demonstration, the cops came and they shot into the crowd, killing workers. Ever since then, workers around the world commemorate these Chicago martyrs by celebrating International Workers' Day. But International Workers' Day, or May Day, it's not just a commemoration. It's a reminder that the fight for workers' rights is ongoing. We live in a city where the average rent is $4,000. $4,000. And that's crazy, because you know why? First of all, it's $4,000. Second of all, there are empty apartments all over this city. There are empty apartments all over this street. And that's because some developer somewhere, some landlord, is keeping these apartments empty so that they can speculate and drive up the rents just for their own profit. It's 2023 and we know what the problems are. And it's May Day, so it's the perfect day to dedicate ourselves to something. Right here, right now, let's dedicate ourselves to making New York City a city for the working class, a city for the people, not for the rich, not for the corporations. Let's dedicate ourselves right here, right now, in this moment to saying the developers, the corporations, the cops, the banks, they're no longer going to control this city. The people control this city. So when we leave here on May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, December 3rd, any day and every day, we're going to go and we're going to talk to our people. We're going to talk to our class and we're going to go, yeah, this system, it's messed up. This system isn't for us. But there's something we can do. And when they say that they feel down, we can say, you don't have to feel down because we're in this together. Because every moment that we have where we can talk to our people and we can build with our class and we can say that there are solutions to this, that it doesn't have to be this way. That is an opportunity to build power so that we have the ability to win. that it is the workers who make the world run, so it is the workers who should run the world. The pandemic showed us who is really essential and who makes this city run and who is holding us back, keeping us down, and wasting our time. Let's make 2023 the year of the worker in Brooklyn. Let's make 2023 the year of the worker in New York City. We need healthcare. We need homes. We need liberation. So come talk to us. We need you to join the movement. We need you to keep fighting. Come join the struggle. Give all your love to the workers' movement. And come talk to us. So happy International Workers' Day. Free Palestine.
Keep it going, everybody, for Emily. The people united will never be defeated. The people
United will never be defeated.
The people
United will never be defeated.
The people
United will never be defeated.
Said the people.
United will never be defeated.
Thank you all for being here again. As Emily said, the struggles of the workers include all workers. Not just the workers that they want us to look at, but all workers are our people, and we fight for the rights of all workers. So to talk to us more about the struggles of immigrant workers and migrant workers, we have Sarah from the Answer Coalition coming up to speak to us. Please give a big round of applause to Sarah.
Hey everybody, my name is Sarah, and I'm with the Answer Coalition. And so I want to talk to you guys about the struggle and attacks on immigrants in New York City. So New York City is a city of immigrants, right? So why are immigrants always under attack? This February, if you guys remember, people raised concerns about heat in a migrant detention center over at Brooklyn Cruise Terminal. Do you guys remember what Eric Adams did? He went there and he slept there for a night in a political stunt to tell people that the conditions there were fine. That man slept in a cushy room all by himself, in a room that was meant for like 50 people.
Thank you.
Yeah, this empty gesture does nothing to address the serious complaints of unhealthy concentration camp-like conditions that hundreds of migrants had to endure in that center. Does that sound like a mayor that supports immigrant rights to you? No, me neither. Immigrants are always under attack in New York City, though. Employers pay workers starvation wages because of their immigration status. Immigrants are harassed, their concerns are dismissed, and they're denied things that should be human rights, like health insurance and vacation days, because greedy bosses feel like they can take advantage of immigrants. Meanwhile, the whole reason immigrants come to the United States is because the U.S. destroyed their country with imperialist wars and economic exploitation. I know that's how I got here. But immigrants are fighting back against city officials and against their bosses. Migrant men camped outside the Watson Hotel in defiance of the city, transporting them to that center at the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal. And today, I march with my comrades and hundreds of laundry workers, of domestic workers, construction workers, and street vendors in New York City who are all fighting together for their rights as workers. So we need to uplift their struggle, we need to join their struggle, and build a multinational, multilingual movement with them. Because when we fight together, we're more powerful than those bosses and more powerful than those city officials. So I want to end with a chant, you guys, okay? When immigrant rights are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back!
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do?
Stand up, fight back!
Thank you, guys.
Everybody, big round of applause for Sarah from the Answer Coalition. Let's keep that chant going. When immigrants' rights are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do?
Stand up, fight back.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do? are denied under capitalism is a right to good housing. What we are denied is a right to housing that makes us feel dignified and safe in our homes and does not take away all our wealth and gives us anxiety every single day on how we're going to be living our basic lives. So to talk about this struggle more is going to be an amazing organizer from this city who is organizing in their own very building and is going to tell us how we can all do the same. Everybody, please welcome Chevy.
Hello, y'all. My name is Chevy Bishop. I live walking distance. We'll leave it there. But I do live in Crown Heights. I have been organizing in New York for the past 5-6 years, specifically in my building, starting at the beginning of pandemic. The most easy way I started was I had access to food donations. So I felt like if I'm going to get fed, my building should get fed. There's 20 units in my building. I made sure that every time I received a donation, all 20 units received a donation. It's that easy to care about people.
Yep.
The one thing that they don't expect us to do is care. It's talk. It's to come together. It's to be a real community within our building. Because the wild thing that happens when you start talking to people, you realize most people have the same experience. You realize a lot of people have the same disrepair. You realize a lot of people got the same bogus eviction notice that isn't an eviction notice, just a threat and intimidation tactic. You realize that there's people that have the same problems, that have had the landlord harass them. But once you start talking, once you start telling people that they can dial 311, they don't like it when you do that. Once you dial 311, all of a sudden the fire is on them, they gotta make repairs, all of a sudden you hit in their pockets. And in different ways, because withholding rent, they can come after you. 311, the city comes after them, they don't like that too much. But we're supposed to have decent housing. We're not supposed to have these band-aid repairs. I got repairs in my building, in my apartment, but now 2-3 months later, it's cracking already. The things are leaking already. My neighbors have repairs that have never been done. We found out that our apartments were converted without permits. We found out all kinds of crooked practices because we talk to each other. It's wild. We talk to each other. We care about each other. There's elders that have been in my building for 20-30 years that have seen it sold, and they see how things have changed. But the thing that has not changed is that my building is community. My building cares about everybody from the babies to the elders to everybody in between. We make sure that we don't call the cops on our youth. We don't call the cops when things happen in our building. But cops have come into our building by force. Cops have broken my door in my building at least 3 times since I've lived there. Actually, rephrase that, within the year, cops have broken the door about 3 times. But because they have that budget, they just changed the glass. But we called, and we called, because there was a time when the door wasn't even opening. They kept buzzing my neighbor's house. She works from home. She had to watch people's children. Well, not had to, because her community, she steps up and watches people's children so that they can go to work, so they can afford to pay this unfair rent for a building that doesn't do the repairs properly. But we're community, so we're going to continue to stand together until we get the repairs we deserve. Case in point, I was walking out today, and there's a pool of water at the side of the building where mosquitoes will be bred. That is unsanitary. That is not safe. Again, there are babies and elders who have to worry about. So I'm standing here because I want my neighbors to be safe the same way I want to be safe, because we all need to be safe within our own homes. Thank you.
Everybody, keep it going for Chevy. Teaching us that no matter how scary it looks, it is possible and required of all of us to become organizers and take control of our lives, because certainly their plan is not the plan for us, is it?
No.
Is it working for you?
No.
It's not working for me. To talk more about how we can get involved in the housing struggle ourselves and how we can have a voice in the decisions that have to do with our everyday lives. We're going to have Comrade Natalia from the Party for Socialism and Liberation come up and talk to us a little bit more.
Hi everyone, thank you so much, Shark, for introducing me. My name is Natalia. I'm an organizer with the Party for Socialism and Liberation. And I'm a rent-stabilized tenant. Who else here is a rent-stabilized tenant? Did you vote on a rent increase?
Hell no.
No one who's rent-stabilized voted on a rent increase. Have you ever, as a tenant, gotten a say in how much rent you pay each month? Have you ever gotten a say in how much they're charging you for rent each month?
No!
I did not vote for a rent increase, and neither did any of you. But this year, the Rent Guidelines Board is looking at rent increases as high as almost 16% a month.
Shame!
That's almost $100 more each month for rent-stabilized tenants. Do you guys know who the Rent Guidelines Board is?
Tell us.
The Rent Guidelines Board is 9 unelected bureaucrats appointed by the mayor. We have no say in who they are. They have no accountability to anyone. And these 9 elected people are going to decide the rent prices for 2.4 million tenants. Is that democracy?
No.
Is that right?
No.
Are we going to stand for that?
No!
The Rent Guidelines Board is designed to be impartial, they say, because they represent 50% landlords and 50% tenants. They have just as many tenant representatives as they have landlord representatives. But landlords do not make up half the population of this city, do they?
No!
Who does this city belong to? This city belongs to the tenants. This city belongs to renters. This city belongs to workers. Woo! Landlords are saying they need more rent money from us because of maintenance costs. They're talking about inflation. They're talking about cost of living. That's why they're pressuring the RGB to raise the rents. That's what they claim. They're right about one thing. There's an economic crisis in this country. Half the population of the United States lives in poverty. Half of people can't afford to pay basic expenses each week. 34 million people in this country are food insecure, and New York City's poverty rate is nearly twice the national average poverty rate. In New York City, they like to tell us a lot about crime in the press, right? In New York City, you have a 1 in 5,000 chance of being shot. But in New York City, you have a 1 in 6 chance of paying over 30% of your income in rent.
Shame!
And you have a 1 in 9 chance of being in extreme debt to your landlord. There is an economic crisis in this country. But what we need to decide is who will bear the brunt of this crisis. Will it be workers or will it be landlords? We don't have money to spare. We don't have $100 each month to spare. We're hanging on by our fingernails in this unjust, unequal capitalist system.
Woo!
It's time that we make the landlords pay. That's why tomorrow we're going to go out to the Rent Guidelines Board preliminary vote where they're going to be voting on these proposed rent increases of almost 16%. We're going to come out to the Great Hall at Cooper Union at 6 p.m. We're going to be there and we're going to show them that tenants do not approve of these rent increases. Tenants did not vote on these rent increases, and tenants do not want these rent increases. Let's show
going here. And do you want to get that chant started again?
Whose city?
Whose city?
Our city.
Whose city?
Our city.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose city?
Our city.
Now, we have to talk about the oppressions that capitalism puts upon us to divide us, the workers, from uniting with each other by setting us against each other. To talk about a few of these things that capitalism puts upon us, particularly the oppression that the LGBTQ community faces, we have Eden from Liberation News coming up to talk to us. Eden, please give them a big round of applause.
All right, I'm going to start with a chant. We won't go back.
We will fight back.
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 Thank you. All right. So first of all, let me just say thank you to everyone who's spoken so far. I'm here to talk about the struggle for trans rights. I'm here to talk about the recent attacks on transgender people and queer people. But I understand that it's so important to be talking about these things at the same day as we're talking about trans rights, on the same day as we're talking about workers' rights. So I'm really glad to be here amongst all of you, amongst all you great organizers. I think it's really easy for us to get caught up in the heat of the moment, right? I think that each of us is one individual person. And to think that when we attend this protest, or we go to an event, or we speak about politics, or we bring people together to fight for something that we believe in, that we are just one person, and that we are acting once in a void. Perhaps we feel that we are making a contribution to something greater, an organization that exists for a time. But it's not clear what our legacy is, what we're connecting to. So I'm here to tell you that that sense of isolation is not true. It's a lie. Every time we organize, every time we act, every time we educate ourselves about politics or history or current events, we are part of a massive, centuries-old lineage of working-class fighters. But this history and this understanding of ourselves is denied to us. What matters is now, and what matters is maybe that 3 years ago we were all in the streets and now we're not. But we don't see the horizon of where we're going, and we don't see that we can build the struggle and deepen the struggle. And we don't see that the movement ebbs and flows. We don't see that as a class we have always been fighting and resisting since the dawn of the system we live under, and that we have won tremendous victories. This denial of our history is pervasive, and it seeps into our understanding of almost everything. When I think about the attacks on trans people in this country, I see history also being denied. It almost gives me whiplash to remember that this current wave basically began 3 years ago. These attacks have been strategically escalated since 2020 into legislation and an attempt to change the cultural discourse around trans and LGBTQ people. Through these combined tools of this concerted legislative push and a massive AstroTurf propaganda campaign based on lies, they are trying to erase us. It is as simple as that. But we have an even older history, right? A history that stretches back thousands of years before even the invention of agriculture. Everywhere that there has been human civilization, trans people have existed. I'm going to say that again. Everywhere that there has been human civilization, trans people have existed. In that light, it's pretty arrogant for our opponents in the capitalist class to destroy us in a few years. But this is part of a broader plan to scapegoat us and others, while they can offer nothing for the continuing crises that we are facing. This strategy will and already does have real consequences for us. We are on a timeline. Donald Trump has been promised a total ban on transition care if he is elected president in 2024. Other leading Republicans like Ron DeSantis have built their presidential aspirations on repressing LGBTQ people. Right-wing pundits are calling for the total elimination of trans people. And does anyone here think that the Democrats... Thanks.
We want to hear you. Hear what you have to say.
are on a timeline. Donald Trump has promised a total ban on transition care if he is elected president in 2024. Other leading Republicans like Ron DeSantis have built their presidential aspirations on repressing LGBTQ people. Right-wing pundits are calling for the total elimination of trans people. And I have a question for you all. Does anyone here think that the Democrats will keep us safe?
No!
That's right. We will. We can get organized. We can end these attacks and we can win even greater protections for ourselves. We have an opportunity here. LGBTQ history is full of militancy and power. We have fought continuously for decades. We have a unique history in this country. And we have won so much and we can win more. It is time to reclaim that part of us. It is time to rebuild the broad community linkages between us. We know we have to get organized now. It is time to retake the mantle of our history and fight back.
Big round of applause for Eden! Louder than that, come on! Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people. Ain't no power. Thank you all so much for having come here today. We have been talking all day about the choices involved in our day-to-day life that we don't get to make. We have been talking all day about the injustices that we, as the common working people who make the world run, face every single day. And one thing that has been a common thread across all of these speeches has been the fact that every single injustice we face is a choice. Make no mistake, every person you see without a home is a choice. Every person that you see struggling, whether it is yourself or your family or your friends, that is a choice. Every person that you see oppressed, every person that you see without what they need, that is a choice. Not my choice. Is it your choice?
No!
Certainly not our choice, but someone's choice. And what we say is that we can no longer live by these choices. We cannot live by the choices in a budget that is made by the billionaires for them. Does that work for us? We can no longer live by the choices of the police. What we need is a new system where we get to make choices. What we need is a socialist reconstruction of New York City and of the United States. If you believe that every human being has a fundamental right to housing, guess what? You believe in socialism. If you believe that everybody has the right to be fed, you believe in socialism. If you believe that everybody has a right to health care, you believe in socialism. If you believe that every human being has a right to a dignified life, you believe in socialism. If you believe that we, the people, the workers of the world who make the world run, should be able to run the world, then guess what? You believe in socialism. We have come together today to talk about the great achievements that our class has made against all odds. And make no mistake, the greatest achievements of our class, of our people, are still yet to come. But they will not be coming by somebody handing us these victories. They will only come by us organizing, by standing shoulder to shoulder and becoming each other's support so that we can stand up against those who seek to push us down. So come join us. Come become organized with us, because it is only organization that has ever won us our rights, and it is organization that will win us all the rest of the rights. Thank you so much all for coming here. Please check out this table over there. Come join the PSL. Come to our events. Thank you all so much. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in the streets.